Zap English, listening.
Level 2, Unit 10. Describing things.
This Real English Listening podcast accompanies the ebook that you can download at zapenglish.com.
We all have things, possessions. In this unit, you'll listen to people describing theirs and work on your listening skills in this topic area. OK, let's get started. Listening Task 1. You're going to hear people describing their favourite things. What do they talk about? The colour of the object? What the object is made of? Where they got the object? How much the object cost?
My favourite thing is my motorbike. I've got a dirt bike that I love driving around. Chiang Mai has beautiful mountains very nearby, so I love spending my weekends driving around on my own or with friends even, up on the mountains, through nature, seeing the animals and the villages that you pass through and the waterfalls and the lakes, and just gives you a real sense of freedom. So that's my favourite thing, my motorbike.
When we talk of possessions, for many years after a friend lost everything she lovingly collected and bought at great expense over the years, everything was destroyed in the fire and she almost had to be committed, I came to the decision that I never wanted to own anything that I couldn't bear to part with. However, I do have one thing in my possession that has been with me for over 50 years, and that is a Buddha head, which I received from a former boyfriend when I was in my mid-20s. And it's always been a special piece in my life. It's always had a very dominant place where I lived. And it brings me a sense of peace to look at it. It's quite heavy and it's made of clay. And we now believe it is probably of Japanese origin because of the shape of the face and some decoration around the head. But that is the one thing that is so special to me that I just have to live with.
Okay, it's a bit silly, but I really like my pencil case with all my pens and my pencils and my stationery in for work and school. It's purple and it's got white spots and a pink zip, and I take it everywhere when I'm at work, and it's got everything I need, and I just like to have it with me.
Listening Task 1. Answers. So, which of these things did a speaker or speakers talk about? The colour of the object. Yes, Jess talked about the colour of her pencil case. What the object is made of. Yes, Ronnie told us what the Buddha head was made of. Where they got the object. Yes, Ronnie told us where she got the Buddha head. How much the object cost. No, nobody talks about the cost of their possession. Listening Task 2. Now you're going to hear a conversation about things Nicholas and I had when we were younger. Do we still have any of these things now? Hello.
Hello there.
So we're talking about things that we had when we were children that were our favourite things. Can you remember anything that you owned as a child that you loved?
One of the things I really remember loving as a child, and I still have it today, is my stuffed animal hippopotamus, and his name was Hippie. And I still cherish him today, maybe just because I used to cherish it. But
What did it look like?
he was actually a puppet stuffed animal, and you could stick your hand in his back, and you could talk with his mouth. And it was about as long as maybe your finger to your elbow or so. And it was just a very cuddly, happy-looking hippopotamus. I think I had it from the age of 2 until today, sadly.
But I think stuffed animals are the thing as kids that you love the most, because mine was a stuffed dog that was he was a friend of my mum's, I think, made him. And I called him William, which was my little brother that hadn't been born yet. So I had this stuffed dog, William, before my brother was born, and he was orange with sort of green leaves all over it, and he was really floppy.
How fun.
Yeah.
And do you still have him today?
I don't know where he is. I do still have Percy the penguin. It was a friend of William's. Yeah.
A friend of William's.
Yeah.
Cool.
But what about now? Like, I think you said you still have your
I
hippo?
still have him, yeah. I still have him, but he's in storage, and he's probably very scared right now inside of a box. But now I don't have too many things that I really cherish, I guess, except for maybe my passport.
Oh yeah, that's a very important
That's something
thing.
kind of important, and maybe just a backpack full of the stuff I need, toothbrush and stuff like that. But
Backpacks, that's a thing that I've said this before to friends, but some women love shoes and clothes. For me, it's backpacks. I love looking at them, how big the zip is, does it have a smaller
cool.
bag you can take off, what's it made of, is it comfortable?
How cool. Yeah, no, it is nice to have. And I would love to carry a purse too, but that wouldn't work for me, so I have to go to the backpack.
Listening task 2. Answers. So, do Nicholas and I still have any of the things from our childhood? Nicholas still has his hippopotamus, and I still have my Percy the penguin. Listening task 3. If you could have one thing, either real or imaginary, what would it be? Listen to some answers to the same question. Are the things we describe similar? And are they similar to what you would like?
If I could have one possession, one thing that I don't have now that I could buy, perhaps, it would probably be a windsurfing board, because I don't have one and I like to go windsurfing, and at the moment I have to rent my equipment, so I would quite like to buy my own board. But then, if I bought my own board, I suppose I'd then have to buy a sail and all of the other equipment, so I think it would end up being very, very expensive. But that's what I would choose to buy, if I could.
Something that I dream about is having a Volkswagen camper van. A friend of mine, Ben, had one when we were adolescents, and it was wonderful because we used to go on road trips with it, and it was a bright orange camper van with a white roof that you could lift up and sleep in. And since then I've dreamt about having my own one, and I would like a Volkswagen California camper van, which is the new type, which has a modern engine, and it has all the fixtures and fittings, all the things inside you need to be independent. So there's a fridge and a toilet, and you can eat in there, and there's a stereo, and you can probably have a television inside as well. So yeah, I would love a Volkswagen California camper van, probably black or red.
Well, I'm going to say exactly the same as Tom because I have also always wanted a camper van. I actually did have one, but it wasn't a Volkswagen. It was a much older, less modern van that had been made into a van that you could sleep in, and I absolutely loved it. So yeah, if I could have anything at this point in time, it would be another camper van, maybe also a VW, a Volkswagen, because they go on forever. And yeah, all of those things inside them. I mean, I just dream about having a van I could live in. Or the other thing that I would really like is a motorbike. I think I like vehicles because I love going places. So something I would want is something I could go to another place in or on. So a new motorbike, please, or a camper van.
Listening task 3. Answers. So some of the things mentioned were similar. Both Tom and I would like a camper van. We didn't say anything the same as Hannah. Congratulations! You've worked hard on your listening skills with natural, unscripted conversations and heard a variety of accents.
Remember, there are some extra tasks to help develop your listening in the accompanying ebook from zappinglish.com. Thank you for listening. Bye.